Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a video all about my bulking essentials and my favorite foods to eat while I'm in this caloric surplus. Just a disclaimer, no, you don't have to be on a bulk to enjoy these foods. This is just what I find personally helps me get to my caloric goal and my macro goal, but these are just really good foods in general, so please take some inspiration from them, and I hope that it can give you some new ideas for eating. So I'm thinking the easiest way for me to do this is to break it down into macronutrients. So I'll go through like the carbs that I like, fats, proteins, and then maybe some like extra treat stuff after. This probably isn't covering everything. These are just my sort of bare essentials and what I probably eat on a daily basis. But let's start with the carbs, because carbs are life, right? So my first one is, do I even lift? Rice. Rice will be your best friend on a bulk, and I'm talking white rice. So this is just white basmati rice. We buy a 5 kilo bag. This will last me months. The reason why rice is so good is because it's easily digestible. And if you're bulking and you're someone that eats like a lot of fruit and vegetables, you'll find that your fiber intake clocks up really quickly. And so rice is really good because it's a really good sort of carb source. If you get basmati rice, it's still got quite a low glycemic index, and it's not packed with fiber, and so you're not gonna feel bloated, you're not gonna feel overly full. So if you were cutting, maybe white rice wouldn't be the best thing in the world, because sometimes like I notice if I eat white rice, I can still feel a little bit hungry afterwards or not as fulfilled. But when you're bulking, that is perfect because you just don't want to be feeling really full and like blur all of the time. I eat rice probably every single day, and I get a lot of questions like, oh, but isn't white rice bad for you? And I really encourage you to do your research on this topic, because there's a lot of stuff out there to suggest that white rice is completely fine. And in fact, brown rice, the coating of brown rice actually has something in it that is really hard to digest in our bodies. And I find that when I eat brown rice, I kind of feel like I kind of get indigestion. And so having white rice has been like a huge help with that. Okay, another carb source which I am loving right now is pasta. So I never liked pasta growing up. I'd eat it every now and then, but I didn't really like it that much. I just found that it had no taste, and I didn't enjoy it. But I discovered spelt pasta and whole grain pasta, and it has just changed everything. Like, you guys would know if you're used to watching my videos that I eat pasta a lot now, because I just really like the taste, and because it is whole grain, I find it has a better texture, whereas normal pasta just feels too soft for me. I don't know, I'm kind of weird about it. It has a really nice flavor, so I recommend that. Now, pasta is one of those things that's good for a bulk, because usually I'll have 60 grams raw at a time, and that'll be roughly around 200 plus calories. And if you see 60 grams in a bowl, it's not that much. Which can be really depressing if you're dieting, but if you're bulking, it's a good thing because you don't want to be filling yourself up. Like, I sort of got out of that mentality of thinking I want to eat oh god, I can't say this word, high volume foods because it was just making me feel really full and uncomfortable all the time. And I think that when you feel like that for a long period of time, it kind of affects your mentality. And so I was like, no, just give me the dense foods now. So pasta is a big one. I have it all the time with dinner with a protein sauce, some veg, some cheese on top, and it is good to go. And sort of along that note as well, I have been loving couscous, which this is so random. I used to eat couscous growing up and I hated it because my mum used to make this thing with couscous and sultanas, and I am one of those people, I don't do sultanas in things, unless it's sultana brown. Sultana brown is good. But like anything else, hot cross buns are good too. Anything else, no, especially in savory food. But I have been having this gluten-free couscous, and it's actually like good. I've been making it in my meal preps and really enjoying it. And again, a 60 gram serving of this is like nothing, and it's about 200 calories, and so that's really good. Cereal, we knew this was coming up. We knew cereal was coming up. So this is like, we have literally about 6 or 7 boxes of cereal in our house right now. I haven't been eating these Weet-Bix bites so much. I've actually been having this massive box of rice bubbles. I've been working my way through it. Yes, I am a kid at heart, because I just really love eating cereal, and I think you guys like feel me on this because I know that you just get me. And cereal is just so good. So every night I usually have, after dinner, I'll have like cereal, yogurt, banana and peanut butter, and it just makes me feel like a good wholesome person. I look forward to that every day. So next up on my list are rice cakes. Now I know what you're thinking, Aimee, bulking, rice cakes, really? Wait and hear me out. The good thing about rice cakes is that they are a vessel of opportunity. Ooh, I'm gonna crush them. You can top these with like anything. I'm gonna insert a video here now of what I had for breakfast with these rice cakes yesterday, and it topped off at like 400 calories. This with like nut butter, you can top it with like yogurt, you can just top it with anything really, and it's a good time. Like even savory, you can put avocado on it, and I just really like rice cakes, and so they're just a good staple. But I cannot wait until I move to the UK, guys, because they have caramel rice cakes over there. Caramel, come on. All we get are plain, although you can get like really weird flavor ones that I'm not into. All right, so another one is sweet potato or just regular potato. I have a massive bag of regular potatoes. Ugh. Potatoes are awesome and I love them, and I need to go shut that cupboard door because I don't like it being open. Anyway, potatoes are great because what you can do is, I actually microwave my potatoes. This sounds so weird, but I cut them up, like if it was this potato, I'd cut it up into like maybe 6 pieces and microwave it for about 6 to 8 minutes, and it loses all the moisture and becomes quite small, and so again it doesn't feel like you're eating a ton of food. Especially sweet potato can actually be quite calorie dense. I tend to keep sweet potato for my meal preps and my lunches, and then potato at night. The good thing about potato as well, you can like mix in cheese into it, and with this one, like, oh, sweet potato topped with peanut butter. If you have not had that yet, you need to try it. You like roast the sweet potato, or you can still just like mash it, and then you add a bit of cinnamon, bit of stevia, bit of salt and peanut butter, and just come and thank me later, alright? My last carb essential for bulking is my new friend granola. So I've been eating, you would have seen it in my last video, this barley custards granola. It's just a stock standard. I'm not particularly like in love with this one. It's just the one that I picked up. Granola is good because, as you would have seen in my last video, you have like the tiniest bit and it's like 200 calories, which is quite depressing, but it gets the job done, and I really like it. And it's one of those things that I think, like, if I wasn't bulking, I wouldn't eat it, and so it's kind of like special. Whoa, my camera is wonky right now. Guys, I think you're on an angle. Oh well, let's just roll with it. Anyway, if I wasn't bulking, I probably wouldn't eat granola because I find it like very moreish. Like you eat some and you're like, oh my god, I want to keep eating this, and I don't find it very fulfilling. But since I'm bulking, why not? So that is the carbs sorted. So that's obviously not like all of the carbs that I eat. That's just an example. Let's move on to fats, because fats are awesome. So number one, nuts. This is easy, but actually I love to throw nuts into my like savory food. I find that I really love, like, this is dry roasted cashews in here and some almonds. I really like those in stir fries or with rice because they go like a little bit soft, and there's just something good about it. And again, you don't need to have much at all, and it packs quite a good punch. I mean, come on, would this be an Aimee Louisefit video without peanut butter? I get through one of these bad boys every single week because peanut butter is life. It is just, I'm getting emotional now. Let's move on. Okay, avocado. Avocado is perfect, except not for those that are budget friendly, because right now they're $3 each, and considering I'm eating half every day, that's quite an expensive habit, but they are really fantastic. They're a good source of healthy fats, plus they actually have some carbs in them. So if you have trouble getting your carbs and your fats high like I do, then avocados are great for that because they're a good source of both, and they're just really tasty essentially. So avocados. Another one which might freak all of you out is olive oil. I have started to cook my meat in olive oil because I find that 5 mils of that actually makes my food go really nicely. It cooks nicely, and it's like 4 or 5 grams of fat and 40 calories, and I don't even notice it. So I've started to cook my stuff every night in olive oil, and I'm not kidding you when I say that this is the first time in my life I have ever done that. So this is a whole new experience to me. I would use coconut oil as well, but I don't actually own any coconut oil. But yeah, olive oil has been like a big one for me lately. Okay, and on to protein. So obviously I can't show you like all of the proteins because I don't have, like, a lot of it's in my freezer and stuff. Let me return this olive oil. Yeah, so a lot of it's in my freezer. Every week at shopping I'll like stock up on stuff and then use it during the week. But I thought I would go, number one, protein powder. This is a big one. So no, you don't need protein powder even if you're working out. I just find that if you have quite high protein macros, like mine are only 140 grams, which I guess that's quite high for someone of my size, but I just find this really good to have post-workout before I have like a bigger meal, and it gets my protein in a way that is delicious. So I can pop a scoop of this in with like 250 mils of almond milk or normal milk, and that's job done, getting a good source of protein in. Sort of second to that are protein bars. I will also eat these post-workout because, you know, they have about 200 to 250 calories in them each. They have a really good balance of carbs, protein and fat, and so I really like incorporating those into my day. I just don't have them like every single day because my stomach can sometimes go a bit funny after them. It's like sometimes I'm fine, sometimes I'm not. I've found lately with Quest bars, I'm fine, which I used to have a few issues with them, but I think they changed the recipe. I had a carb killer bar the other day and my stomach was not happy, so that's kind of disappointing. But I'm hoping that was just a one-off opportunity because I love those bars. Another protein source I wanted to show you but I'm actually all out is canned tuna or canned salmon. I love this stuff. I always used to go for the one in spring water, but I'm realizing that was a bad mistake because it's low in calories and it's like just protein. Whereas if I get the ones in olive oil, it gets a little bit of fat, it's got a little more calories, and to be honest, it tastes like 100 times better. So usually I will have like the tuna and olive oil. There's this one you can get in Australia, it's the Serena brand, tuna and basil oil. That is just my life. But again, it's like $2.50 for a little can. That's only 16 grams of protein. So I have maybe one a week. But I've been having a lot of canned salmon, and from Aldi you can get this sweet chili canned salmon, which is really, really good. So I've been having that. And then I've been having the usual stuff like, you know, chicken breast. I've been having some turkey mince as well because it's a really good source of protein. Also got a little bit of fat in there, bit of beef mince, kangaroo, and marinara mix, so like a seafood mix. But yeah, my proteins sort of chop and change all the time, but I think that they're pretty generic, like what people usually see, I don't know. And so last of up, we have my special like kind of treats bit, or like just extras, because one of them are bananas and they're not treats. So bananas are a big one. I eat bananas every single day. They are higher in calories than most fruits, high in carbs, and I just find they're really good. So this banana here would probably have about 90 calories in it, and they're so easy to eat and they're so delicious, and this is how they should be eaten. Don't give me any green tip rubbish. This is the perfect banana. So we also have my protein balls, which you would see featured in my videos all the time. I probably eat 2 of these every single day because they're tiny, like they're really small, but one has like 50 calories in them, so I usually have 200 calories, don't even notice it. So that's like really, really good for me. I can just eat it. And no, I'm not going to share the recipe because I have some secret women's business coming up with those. Just know that they're really epic, and if you're my friend and you live in Adelaide, I can maybe do you a deal, alright? So this is not going to be new to my subscribers. Dark chocolate every single day. I love it. I've been actually having that 86% dark chocolate, even though it does give me a bit of a caffeine reaction, because it's just like I'm kind of conscious that I'm eating a little bit more sugar lately, and this one's really low in sugar. Like per 100 grams it has 13 grams of sugar, and I only eat 10 grams of it at a time, so I don't really need to stress about that. But it's quite high in fat, so I think that like 70% dark chocolate has around 40 grams of fat per 100 grams. This one has 56. So it is quite higher in fat, and I've been struggling to get my fat macros in at the end of the day, so a square of that really does help. I guess one little extra as well that I've been having at the moment, just because it was cheap, is PB2. So PB2 has a good balance of protein, it's got a bit of fats, actually not much fats at all, and some carbs. So if you didn't already know, it is powdered peanut butter, I guess. Yeah, powdered peanut butter. I usually just stir that in with some milk or some yogurt as well, which is really, really nice. Also, just milk. Like, I've been, like, I guess because you get stuck in the fitness like world and you're like, oh, it's got to be almond milk, like almond milk or die. And yes, I still do have almond milk, especially in my protein shakes, because I don't want like too much dairy in me. At one time I might get sick. But if it's just for cereal or something, I have been having just normal full cream milk, and it's like delicious. And so if you're in a bulking phase or you need to get more calories up, just drink full cream milk because it's really good. And it's, you know, high in protein. Like the protein macros are the same as the fat macros. And you know, per 100 mils, it's only got 3.5 grams of fat. So it's not like it's some like horribly calorific food like we make it out to be. I really like full cream milk. Like I've been one of those people that hates skim milk. I'd rather have water on my cereal than skim milk, and I think that's saying something. I hope you like this video. I hope it's given you a bit of insight into the things that I like to eat and sort of what I'm eating during this bulking phase. As you can see, it's probably a little bit repetitive. Like, I kind of eat the same thing more or less every day, just because that's how I like to eat. I'm quite a ritualistic person. I'm not eating like the exact same thing every single day because that'd be really boring, but this is just a sort of insight into my diet. If you have anything else that you think that I might like, or you want any questions answered, anything like that, make sure to leave a comment down below and I will answer you, of course. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you got something out of it, and I will see you in my next video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already because I upload every 3 days. I will see you in my next video, guys. I'm off to go just eat all the foods now. Yogurt, you can just top it with anything really.